Toni Storm returns to her timeless persona in a dramatic promo reveal on AEW Collision Homecoming. Fatu bloodies Braun Strowman on Saturday night's main event. Gunther defeats Jey Uso to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Shawn Michaels delivers some sweet chin music to Kevin Owens during Owens' Royal Rumble contract signing with undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. Rhea Ripley defeats Nia Jax to retain the Women's World Championship. Konosuke Takeshita is still the AEW International Champion. The former House of Black revealed their new name on Collision. We have a new number one contender for the TBS Championship. Bron Breakker retains his Intercontinental Championship. Adam Cole links up with the Costco guys. Big Bill and Powerhouse Hobbs brawl on Collision. Penelope Ford challenges Thunder Rosa to a future match. Max Caster announces an open challenge series on the homecoming edition of Collision. And Samoa Joe successfully makes his AEW in-ring return. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with Toni Storm. Now, Toni Storm revealed the performance of a lifetime after facing off with Mariah May on AEW Collision Homecoming, and now appears to be timeless once again. Since losing her AEW Women's World Championship to Mariah May at All In last year, the former timeless Toni Storm had returned under her rookie persona before she knew or recognized established AEW rivals like Deonna Purrazzo or even the person who dethroned her at Wembley. Nevertheless, she managed to secure a rematch with May in her home nation at Grand Slam Australia with a victory in the Casino Gauntlet match during AEW Dynamite Maximum Carnage. Thus, at Saturday's Homecoming special emanating from Daly's Place, May and Storm finally came face-to-face for the first time since Storm's return. The champion took the lead, making it clear that she looks at Storm with great apathy and feels nothing to her former mentor, reasoning that she was just a pawn easily played and a joke for the fans to laugh at. In closing, May said she would take great pleasure in humiliating Storm in her hometown. Storm then had the chance to address May, and after a pause exclaimed that she was her biggest fan, going on to hug her to further harken back to before May's betrayal. Much like Storm used to do to her, May acquiesced to the hug and petted her head, before unleashing a savage attack on her title challenger and leaving the ring. As May walked off, Storm gradually got back to her feet, then began questioning whether May truly thought she had forgotten, before explaining that the hardest role to play was herself, stripping her outer clothes to reveal the timeless gear. With her previous accent fully restored, Storm said that May came from my womb and would be shoved back up there only to be spat out, before promising to rip her tits off and repeatedly declaring that she was timeless to close the segment. Now, Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, made a statement on Saturday night's main event. Braun Strowman made the move to Friday nights courtesy of WWE's new transfer window and sought to cement his place on SmackDown at the cost of Fatu. As a result, two of the Blue brand's largest powerhouses clashed in the ring at Saturday night's main event, but while Strowman technically got the victory, the Samoan werewolf walked out of the ring on both feet. Strowman and Fatu went blow for blow with each other for the entire match, but Strowman easily used his size to overwhelm Fatu. Strowman took a ride on the Strowman Express to shoulder tackle Fatu into the barricade, and a second Strowman Express attempt sent Fatu barreling over the announce table. Things unraveled though for Strowman when the third Strowman Express delivery allowed for Fatu to deliver an impressive Samoan drop onto the announce table. Fatu became unhinged as he tossed Strowman's gargantuan frame back into the ring. Fatu nailed Strowman with a series of his own, pummeling his opponent's head into the bottom turnbuckle with several consecutive hip attacks. The referee attempted to pump the brakes on Fatu's rampage, but the Samoan werewolf threw the official out of the ring to continue his assault onto Strowman. With the official out of the ring, Fatu received a steel chair, and the match was officially called off as WWE officials flooded the ring. Strowman's face was shown covered in blood as Fatu landed a total of 3 moonsaults onto his battered frame, and the segment ended with Fatu being escorted to the back by fellow Bloodline member Tama Tonga as Strowman struggled to sit up. While Strowman technically won the match via disqualification, the post-match assault left it unclear when he will resume in-ring activity. Now, Gunther is still the World Heavyweight Champion. Gunther will continue his reign as World Heavyweight Champion after defeating main event Jey Uso on Saturday night's main event. After Uso challenged Gunther, the champion attempted to blow him off in a face-to-face confrontation as just a really good tag team wrestler, giving Uso something to prove at the NBC special. But the master of the Yeet just couldn't get it done despite his best effort. The champion immediately went after Uso when the bell rang, with Uso seated on the top rope. Gunther chopped him so hard he lost his balance and fell out of the ring. After a commercial, Gunther hit a big powerbomb after a double missile dropkick, but Uso kicked out. Uso did his best throughout the match to keep up with Gunther and regain momentum after Gunther took him off his feet. At one point, Uso got Gunther up for a powerbomb of his own, followed by a spear, but the champion kicked out. He hit a super kick and another spear after Gunther got to his feet and hit the Uso splash, but Gunther kicked out at 2.5. When Uso went for a third spear, Gunther caught him, got him up for 2 back-to-back powerbombs and pinned Uso for the victory. Shawn Michaels got physical at Saturday night's main event, hitting Kevin Owens with some sweet chin music. Undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and Winged Eagled title belt holder Kevin Owens have officially signed the contract, and both belts have been suspended above the ring ahead of their match at the Royal Rumble. WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels officiated the signing in his hometown of San Antonio, Texas during Saturday night's main event, and even got physical when Owens decided to take a cheap shot at Rhodes. Michaels went out to the ring first and introduced Owens, who came out in a Cody Sucks Egg shirt. He then introduced Rhodes, and the pair stared each other down in the ring. Rhodes signed the contract, but Owens picked up a microphone and ran down the champion. Owens said that he could have taken the easy way out and took Rhodes out Rhodes' injured knee at Bash in Berlin, but he valued their friendship. Rhodes grabbed a mic of his own and told Owens enough was enough and Owens needed to sign the contract so he could focus on who he's facing at WrestleMania. When Owens went to speak again, Michaels said he sounded jealous. Owens shot back and then signed the contract and shoved it into Michaels' chest before a referee took both belts and had them raised above the ring. Michaels told both men good luck and went to shake Owens' hands and then Rhodes. Owens took a cheap shot at Rhodes and attempted to pick up Michaels for a package pile driver, but Rhodes interfered. Michaels hit Owens with sweet chin music to end the segment. Rhea Ripley is still the Women's World Champion, retaining her title last night. Lillian Garcia did not have the opportunity to finish announcing Rhea Ripley's name before Nia Jax headbutted her to start Saturday night's main event. Despite Jax's early ambush, both champion and challenger clashed fiercely for the Women's World Championship, and by the time the smoke settled in San Antonio, Ripley stood tall, still the Women's World Champion. Jax continued to push Ripley in the beginnings of the match as she landed a devastating Samoan drop onto Ripley. Ripley managed to turn a counted Hurricane Runner into a code red, but the challenger kicked out to the champion's shock. After reversing a riptide attempt into a Samoan drop, Jax flattened Ripley with a leg drop from the second rope, to which the challenger barely managed to kick out of. Ripley was forced to dig deep as she performed a crossbody to the outside, but Jax reversed the subsequent riptide attempt into a crossbody of her own. Jax landed an Annihilator and nearly had the champion down for 3 before attempting another Annihilator. A barely recovered Ripley took the opportunity to send Jax crashing to the mat before ending the match with a successful riptide for the 3 count. As Jax threw a post-match tantrum near the announce desk, Ripley celebrated her victory with an aching body and grimaced teeth. Now, going back to AEW Collision, Konosuke Takeshita is still the AEW International Champion. Takeshita defeated Katsuyori Shibata to retain the International title in the main event of AEW Collision Homecoming. Takeshita was making the 7th defense of his title reign against Shibata, who last had been seen in an AEW ring unsuccessfully challenging for Daniel Garcia's TNT Championship, and the bout proved to be fairly competitive throughout in a meshing of power against technicality. Shibata started with the advantage after a feeling out process, locking in various holds and submissions before Takeshita found his way into things with kicks as the action spilled outside and he threw Shibata into the barricade. Shibata fought back after Takeshita sought to make use of a steel chair, with both challenger and champion exchanging suplexes before coming together head-to-head in the middle of the ring. That exchange would once again see both competitors laid out with reciprocated running knees. Don Callis left his position on commentary to interfere, grabbing Shibata's leg to allow Takeshita to control the closing stretch. He landed a Blue Thunder Bomb to Shibata, but Shibata kicked out at 1. Takeshita followed up with a running knee and a forearm to set up Raging Fire, ultimately putting Shibata down for the 3 count. Following Takeshita's victory over Shibata, he will now have to focus on his upcoming tag team match alongside Kyle Fletcher against Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay at AEW Grand Slam Australia. Now, of course, there's been so much discussion recently about Malachi Black's exit from AEW, and although Malachi Black has left All Elite Wrestling, his former proteges remain, and the trio of Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Julia Hart debuted their new name on last night's homecoming edition of Collision. The group will be referred to as the Hounds of Hell, as previously suggested by a trademark filing made by the former House of Black members earlier this week. King and Matthews debuted the new name alongside an in-ring victory over the Gates of Agony on last night's show, and Hart was present as moral support as the duo as King scored the pinfall. After the match, the three posed in the ring together without the presence of their former leader. Now, Mercedes Moné, we know her next challenger for the TBS Championship. Yuka Sakazaki won a four-way match against Deonna Purrazzo, Serena Deeb, and Queen Aminata during AEW Collision to determine the next challenger for Mercedes Moné's TBS Championship. Purrazzo went into the bout with her own game plan, rolling out of the ring after the bell to observe the others fight. She entered the ring for a brief roll-up attempt on Aminata, leaving the ring as soon as she kicked out, with Taya Valkyrie providing her partner some space from a chasing Aminata. Purrazzo gradually got more involved in the collective bout, but to her ultimate detriment, as the closing stretch saw her and Valkyrie ganging up on Sakazaki. Harley Cameron came down to the ring to make the save, receiving a pump kick for her efforts, as Purrazzo sought to finish Sakazaki with a powerbomb into a Fujiwara armbar. However, Sakazaki fought out of the hold to roll the virtuosa up, winning via pinfall and setting her TBS title match for next week on AEW Dynamite. Now, going back to Saturday night's main event, Bron Breakker is still the Intercontinental Champion, and Sheamus still has not got the title that has eluded him his entire WWE career. Despite the best efforts of the Celtic Warrior, Bron Breakker successfully defended the WWE Intercontinental Championship last night at Saturday night's main event. The second match of the night featured Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary alongside Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, with the son of Rick Steiner successfully preventing Sheamus from becoming a Grand Slam champion in WWE. The match began with Sheamus on top, and the WWE veteran was clearly determined to achieve the career milestone. Though Breakker began to turn the tide with a spear to the outside, Sheamus regained control of the match once more back in the ring, leading to the older wrestler landing a bro kick on the champion. Breakker got his foot on the rope, however, and was soon able to land a second spear on his opponent to retain. Now, this is far from the first time Breakker and Sheamus have locked up in recent memory. Prior to last night, the two had wrestled 4 times since June of last year, including a premium live event triple threat match at Survivor Series War Games and a shorter bout for WWE Speed. Breakker was the winner across all 5 of their last meetings. Now, Adam Cole linked up with the Costco guys last night at AEW Collision Homecoming. During AEW Collision Homecoming, Big Boom AJ and Big Justice, the viral Costco guys, brought the boom. Not only that, but they came face-to-face with Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom, and then they got to bring the boom with Adam. After the Costco guys gave them 5 big booms, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly defeated Daddy Magic, Cool Hand Ange, and Daniel Garcia. During the match, the Undisputed Kingdom also attracted the attention of Shane Taylor Promotions' Shane Taylor, Carly Bravo, Sean Dean, and Lee Moriarty. They previously had a run-in on the most recent episode of Ring of Honor. Now, Big Bill and Powerhouse Hobbs, they got into a violent brawl last night as well. Big Bill and Powerhouse Hobbs said how to professional wrestling in Jacksonville and chose to fight all over Daly's place at AEW Collision Homecoming. Big Bill had originally challenged Hobbs to a match for the January 25th Saturday Collision, but instead, their night began with them fighting in the parking lot and ended with both of them going through a table after Hobbs delivered a belly-to-belly suplex off the stage to Bill. Along the way, Bill used a loaded backpack that included bricks, a knee brace, and handcuffs to bloody up Hobbs. This stemmed from Hobbs getting the pinfall victory in a match that included Chris Jericho and the Learning Tree on the January 18th AEW Collision, and Jericho firing Bill up to do something about their Powerhouse Hobbs problem. Unfortunately for Jericho, Hobbs seemingly can't be stopped. Now, Penelope Ford, she issued a challenge for a future date to Thunder Rosa. Penelope Ford issued a challenge to Thunder Rosa for a match at a later date. The challenge occurred during AEW Collision Homecoming as they were interviewed by Lexi Nair under a no physicality agreement. Thunder Rosa reflected on some of her best moments in AEW, while Ford cheekily commented on how long it's been since Rosa has been a champion. Ford said that once she defeated Rosa in their eventual match, she might have some of her own to reminisce on, but Rosa promised to make it a bitter memory. A date for the match has not yet been set. Now, neither woman has wrestled yet in 2025. Ford's last match came when she was defeated by Chris Statlander on Christmas Collision. Rosa, on the other hand, hasn't wrestled since she lost to Mariah May in a Tijuana street fight at AEW World's end. No word yet on when that match will be made official. Max Caster has issued an open challenge as well. Max Caster announced an open challenge series on the January 25th episode of AEW Collision Homecoming. Caster said that he is a survivor and he wants to see who can survive the best wrestler alive. Caster said that AEW is where the best wrestle, but they are not the best wrestler alive. Caster officially split with Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn of The Acclaimed on last Saturday's episode of AEW Collision when Bowens scissored with Gunn and knocks Caster. Of course, once this kicks off, we'll let you know on a future video. And finally, Samoa Joe made his AEW in-ring return last night on Collision. Samoa Joe has returned to his winning ways. Samoa Joe defeated Nick Wayne at AEW Collision Homecoming. This was his first match back since the July 10, 2024 episode of AEW Dynamite when he lost to Chris Jericho in a Stampede Street fight in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Samoa Joe was almost outnumbered by Christian Cage and Kip Sabian of the Patriarchy, but Katsuyori Shibata and Hook were there to help him, and he eventually won with a muscle buster. Of course, this match was originally set to take place on Dynamite this week. However, it was cancelled due to travel issues with the winter weather. But there you go, guys. This is the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.